So we knew this video was coming. It was basically a matter of when and how. Before I say anything, I want to just basically say thank you for almost getting me to 3,000 subscribers with the past work I have done. Uh, in a way that's really awesome, that I have a lot of fans that have appreciated the work I've put into a lot of my past projects, and I am very grateful for that. However, I think it's time to change some things about this channel, and those changes are probably for the better. For those who haven't known, I'm working on Weymouth Youth Wrestling, which is a CAW league that I started back in 2014, that I have been going on with pretty hardcore since the end of last year. And I haven't stopped. It's been non-stop grind, even when I was in Massasoit in my final semester. I haven't stopped. I won't stop. I want to see Immortal through the end, and I also want to see a weekly show out of this, to also a 12-month pay-per-view schedule, quote-unquote pay-per-view, but it's mega event schedule. That's where I'm at right now. That's where my creative space is right now, and that's, as far as hobby and creative standpoint, that is 100% where my efforts are focused on. I think it's really hard to maintain this channel with that mindset. You can't have a creative divide on two different fronts, or at least I can't yet. I know eventually I'm going to have to, especially in the future with other projects. But I don't have a reason to. And I think that's what people have to understand, is that with this channel, a lot of my content was WWE based. And in a lot of ways, even though I'm much smaller than this guy, but I compare myself a lot to KSI. You know, KSI used to be the biggest FIFA YouTuber on YouTube 2 years ago. And now he's the biggest white collar boxing attraction on YouTube in YouTube history. That's how much the dude's changed. And a year prior to that, he was releasing single after single that were reaching top charts in the UK as a UK grime artist. Like, that, this is everything that he was doing. For me, it's not on that same massive scale, but I'm doing stuff that I have way more passion for than to do WWE videos, if that makes any sense in the world. Now, there are a few reasons for this. I'm gonna go one by one with all the reasons, and hopefully I don't get too rambly, because I didn't really prepare this. I'm just doing the best I can with what I have here, but I'm gonna go over the main reasons why. The first reason, I think the biggest reason, is I just don't care about WWE much anymore. I'm more of a New Japan guy. I mean, I watch NXT, but that's it. Otherwise, I have no idea what the hell's going on. I mean, I do, because I'm always getting notifications, but it's not like I choose to see it. I don't choose to go on the rumors. I don't choose to fucking see anything. I just know because I get notifications from Cultaholic. And even then, I rarely check those. In fact, I'm getting alarm fatigue because of them. Uh, but I'm not into WWE. And the biggest reason, and this is probably the point I'm gonna stick on here the longest here. The biggest reason for this is because whether you're a defender of the product or a critic of the product, it doesn't fucking matter, because they don't care about you. They just don't. And it shows in their TV. They just did the lowest rating they ever have fucking done since Extreme Rules. And the number continues to get lower. And maybe it will spike a little higher than before, but I guarantee you it's not going to be like that in 3 weeks' time. Maybe it will be a little higher because of SummerSlam, but at this point, it doesn't matter. They got their TV deal. They're going to make more money, and they're going to stay in business for the next 20 years off of sponsors alone. And we, as a consumer base, whether you're a defender of the product or a critic of the product, don't fucking matter. And that's the truth. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter if you're a kid. You could be a fucking woman who loves Roman Reigns. You could be a guy, a hardcore fan that absolutely hates Roman Reigns. Or you could be a smart fan like me that hates the entire booking of the product till you're blue in the fucking face. In the end, they don't care about you. And they never will. They're in it for themselves. They're in it for the money. It clearly showed with the Greatest Royal Rumble show, which was basically a big publicity stunt more than anything for both the culture and their product. And that's it. That's really it. I mean, that's why I just don't feel... Well, that's the big reasons why I don't feel like doing WWE content anything. And I haven't for quite some time now. I will tell you this full-on, flat-out right now. The Pro Wrestling Roundtable was the biggest waste of time I've ever done in my entire life. And I mean no disrespect to Kuzan. I mean no disrespect to Colin. I don't even mean any disrespect to Shady C. I have no disrespect to any of those guys. But it was an argument 24/7 on both sides I just mentioned. Colin, specifically Colin and I. So, like, I love Colin, by the way. Like, him and I are gonna have different viewpoints on wrestling, but the kid's like a brother to me. I don't really care. I hope I meet him one day, like in real life. But Colin would always defend the product. Colin would always, defend the product and what they were doing, and didn't like how the fans were treating him. Steve Coakley on the Wrestling Rundown is the exact same way. Who I also happen to very, very much respect and value as a friend. For me, and for, I guess if I'm going to name a Wrestling Rundown guy, say John Tuddy. I'm only naming names. I'm not calling anybody out. I'm just, trying to give an example of this on both show fronts. We critique the product because there's no excuse for doing something that low. And even if the money doesn't matter, there's got to be some sort of sense of pride there that you're doing the lowest rating you have ever done in the history since you've been on air. If that were me, I'd be fucking furious. I know if John were running a company, he'd be pissed the fuck off. And that's just how we are, I guess. Maybe it's just, that's how it is. I don't know. But the point I was making earlier is either side you fucking stand on that situation, it doesn't fucking matter. And here's how I'll fucking tell you this. There should be pleasing the consumer, period. Even if it's a bit of a minority at this point. Who the fuck knows? I don't really know. But they should have. Because what ended up happening in Extreme Rules is it was one of the most disappointing shows in the history of WWE, period. And that's the general consensus with everybody in WWE. Or everybody that's a fan of WWE, excuse me. You could listen to Slam Pigs, you could listen to Soul Monster, you could listen to Wrestling with Regret, What Culture, Cultaholic, you could listen to Future of Wrestling, you could listen to the Wrestling Rundown. Every single podcast that I just mentioned will tell you it was a disappointing show. Some fans defend it. Some fans don't like that the fans chanted, the 10 count in every buzzer. But then there are fans that defend the fans. But overall, they didn't like the show. Both sides hated that show. There's no point in watching that product. There is no point in watching the main roster. They are not going to please any fan. They're not in to please any fan. They're in to please the consumer. And this is not just with WWE. You could look at this with Smosh right now. Smosh right now is so creatively lacking and so corporate driven that Anthony from the original Smosh left. He's not even a part of Smosh anymore. This is happening with everywhere. Things that got cult followings are now turning into corporate, money-grubbing, evil corporations, and that's just how it is. They don't care about us. They never will, and that's one of the reasons why I will never do probably the same kind of content that I was doing again. And I don't want to disappoint any of my fans, but that's the biggest reason why. The second biggest reason that I'm not really uploading on this channel often is basically because the art of the custom Titantron is just a dying art form at this point. And I've done a few. Like there are other Titantrons that I've promoted that I feel like deserve to be promoted. I was doing that shit when I had like 100 subscribers. I thought AJ Universe's work was amazing, and I was like, what would you do if you put his Titantron with this song? And that's how I got my big start here. You know, with two of his Titantrons, Brock Lesnar and the Seth Rollins one. You could go all the way back here, and that's where you can find that. But it's not the same anymore. It's not the same as it used to be. Like they don't even do video packages anymore. They really don't. Like the video package era is completely dead. So what's the point? There's absolutely no point in doing custom videos anymore. It sucks because it adds so much to the character. It's like you look at the Rock's Hollywood 2003 Titantron, you could tell that adds character. And when you look at custom Titantrons from AJ Universe, from BGFX, from all the guys I've ever promoted in the history of this channel, they add to the characters. They really add to the characters. And then it gets you to be creative. Like, what would you do if you put this on with this on? Hence the channel Jay Hebert side of things. What if I put my own spin on this? That's the whole idea of this channel. And the thing is, I can do that with custom themes, but I can't really do it with custom Titantrons. It's dead. Like, AJ Universe isn't even doing really much of anything right now. Probably because he's got more important things going on in his life, much like I do. And it's the same all around with the custom Titantron genre of YouTube. If you can really call it a genre. It's just a dying art form. And the writing's on the fucking wall here. You know what I mean? Like, that era's long gone. It's been long gone. And it's never coming back. And it sucks. But, again, they're not in to please the creator. They're not in to please the fan. They're there to please the sponsors upon endless sponsors that give them gratuitous amounts of money for pretty much mediocrity, whether it's the fans' fault or the actual creative teams. And if you're smart, you know which one that is. But either way, they don't care. And that's just how it is. So, again, I'm not going to waste my time creating any more custom Titantrons if that is such a dying art form that it's not even going to matter. Like, and that's not even just with WWE, by the way. That's everywhere. That's absolutely everywhere. I mean, you kind of have it with Kushida. You kind of have it with guys like the Young Bucks and, like, Cody and other people. But it's like, it's not the same as it used to be. I don't think the entrance video means as much anymore. And if they don't care, why the hell should I? That's just all across the board. That's just the reality of the situation. So there you go with that. So that's the second reason. The third reason, basically being, is, again, and I've mentioned this on the very top, I'm creating a wrestling series of my own. Using one of WWE's old video games, WWE 2K14, Weymouth Youth Wrestling. And I feel like not a lot of people have gotten to experience that creativity. And I have a lot of new subscribers now that just kind of came out of the woodwork from that Dean Ambrose custom Titantron I think I posted maybe a year ago, with the Disturbed custom theme that Leetrons, I believe, made the Titantron. And I was the one who put the theme in, which was originally a theme choice from Silva Productions. Like, there's a whole history of that I always go into in the description. For the most part, I always plug everybody. Um, but yeah, it's just I realize that I've gotten so proficient at my craft that I want to put it into something that I truly love and that I truly want to to do it for. And that turned out to be my CAW Wrestling League. And it still is. And I have two other people that feel the exact same way, and we're all the creators of this thing. And we're going ham on this. And I really just have no time for anything else here on YouTube. I try. I try with Logan. And I'll make as many podcasts as I can, give or take. It's not about the main roster product because I fucking vent, and I don't really want to fucking vent about something that I've vented over and over on every podcast fucking ever. Because I know it's not going to change anything. Um, but like I will go for old school stuff. I will go for like some new school stuff if it's indies related. Like I'll go to that stuff. Um, but yeah, most of the time I'm working on WYW. And that's where I mainly focus on. That's priority number one. And that's no disrespect to Wrestling Rundown or Future Wrestling, which I'm a part of both. They're great podcasts, they're great webcast series, but I'm not focusing on that. I'm focusing on the thing that makes me happy. So that's pretty much it. And I don't really want to do stuff that isn't making me happy, which is doing a bunch of WWE custom Trons that really aren't going to matter in the end because they're not going to push them right. I mean, prime example of this is Damien Sandow. Look what they did to him, and that one got over like 17,000 views because I uploaded it at the right time. And it was close to my heart, and then he just gets buried. With Weymouth Youth Wrestling, I know I just kind of went off topic a little bit, but it's like, I don't want to do that. If I'm going to build up a guy, I'm going to push him as hard as I can. And we're doing that with 32 of them. 32 characters we're pushing to the moon. Even if they lose a match, we make them look strong because we don't want them to look weak in this. We're doing a whole tournament series on this. Like, this is what we're working towards. And we have some incredible characters that no one has seen before. And I feel like you guys have missed out because I haven't been uploading onto this channel. Because I'm so concerned with you guys want WWE content, you guys want this, you guys want that, you guys want me to do live streams, you guys want me to do a custom Titantron, you guys want me to do a custom theme, blah, 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 blah. And the thing is, I do that stuff still. It's just on a completely different channel. And I feel like you guys have missed out a lot. So that's the third reason I haven't really been uploading here as much. And last but not least, the fourth thing, which is basically not necessarily a reason I haven't been uploading, but a reason why I'm going to be uploading more in the future. I'm going to be uploading a bunch of that content from the CAW League onto this very channel so that you guys can get an experience of it. I uploaded a custom promo a long time ago. Well, not really a custom promo, although it is custom. The whole thing's custom, but it is pretty much an official promo of our show. And that got a fairly decent number of views at the time. And I feel like I never got to show more of that. And I want to show more of that. So I'm going to show a bunch of custom themes that I've made for every single guy that are basically the official themes of WYW that we use. I'm going to post them here. It is on the other channel if you want to go check them out as well, but I also want to post them here so that way, one, you guys can check out what I've done on the other channel, and two, you could see the full-length episodes when I make teaser trailers here. So that's what I'd much rather do here. So that's what you're going to be getting from this point on. I will be uploading other content other than that. I will be uploading a Jenna Lee. I did do a custom thing with Jenna Lee that I'm still in the works of editing, like when I have time, where we did a Would You Rather Let's Play, part 2. If you remember, I did one with Rachel like years ago. This will be the second one that I've done. 3 years later, basically, and it just was a shoot the shit kind of moment, and it was fun. And I think she's a great creator, and I wanted to get some attention as well, just as much as I want my other show to get attention as well. So that's pretty much it for that. But there's other content too. Like I'll upload other custom themes. I got some stuff I haven't even released yet that I've had in the works to release for a while. That I will be releasing, and that's probably what you're going to be getting. And it's probably going to be mostly music, let's plays, the occasional vlog here and there talking about random bullshit, and it's mostly going to be WYW content, which is basically custom themes, custom promos. If you guys remember the AJ Styles CM Punk custom I did a while ago, I'm doing that shit. And that's what I'm going to be doing from this point on. I'm going to be uploading content from the other channel onto this channel to get some notoriety for that channel. You will still have to watch the full-length episodes on YouTube, but I will be producing, I'm basically going to produce a bunch of content for you guys and grab your attention with these promo packages and these theme songs and these character designs and everything that I have all ready to upload. That's what I'm going to be doing here. And that's just really what I want to do from this point. I don't want to focus on bullshit that I don't care about. And you got to remember, when I started this, I was a pretty naive kid. I was 19. I'm 22. I'm not getting any younger. If I'm going to do something that I love, I'm going to do it now. Especially if it's in a hobby setting like this. I'm not going to do something that I just don't enjoy or don't have a passion for. And I just can't get the passion to do the old content that I did before. And a lot of that has to do with how WWE operates nowadays. That has a lot to do with just my life in general. And it also has a lot to do with just the fact that I'm running an entire different show and having way more fun doing that. And I want to introduce you guys to so much that you haven't been able to see. Like the characters that we have in the show: Michael X, Victor Sagat, freaking Chris Phoenix, Jones Meister. There's so many people in this show. Shaw Maverick's one of our most popular guys. It's just in general, it's one of the he's one of the best guys on the show. Just there's a whole who's who of names here. I have a character there. Johnny Starr, if people remember Johnny, who was on the first ever Pro Wrestling Roundtable, he's on the show as Johnny Starr. Colin Dunn's an interviewer. You know what I mean? Kuzan. If people remember Kuzan, he's in the show and runs a group called the London Devastation. Like, our roster is stacked, and no one's gotten to see it yet. And I want you guys to be introduced to it. I don't want it to be like I'm forcing it down your throat. I just want you to see it. Even if it's 100 more people, I'm fine with that. I don't care. I want you guys to at least see what I've been doing. And I feel like you guys haven't been able to see that. But you will. And trust me, it's going to be a wild ride, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to show you guys. And I'd much rather do that than force myself to do a WWE live reaction that I simply don't care for. Doesn't mean I won't be doing podcasts. I'm sure I will. I'm still doing the Wrestling Rundown, and I'm still doing Future Wrestling. But it's mostly WYW. That's just how it's going to be. Alright. That's pretty much it. I am going to go before this gets past the 25-minute mark for a change. And until next time, see you on the Jay Hebert side.